CEO of Golden Predator. Golden Predator's mandate is to put the Brewery Creek mine in Canada's Yukon back into production. The slide you see right now is a picture of the mine when it was in production from 96 to 02. It was closed due to low gold prices. They didn't run out of resources. Their hedge ran out when gold dipped to about 250. And they left us a beautiful project, infrastructure, with some upgrades needed and some resources that we have expanded on since 09 when we acquired the project. Disclaimer, I'm going to make some forward-looking statements, so do your own due diligence. This is a picture of the property. You see the heap in the far left and a series of pits. Really, the advantage that Golden Predator offers for potential investors and our investors is our focus on getting a licensed project back into production in the short term. We have a brownfield site that is licensed for a restart. We have growing resources. We've taken 150,000 ounces that were left and turned them into over 1.2 million of indicated and inferred oxide. We have a dedicated commitment to community engagement and bringing the community along with us in a responsible manner. Proven upside on the project and lots of potential across it, and in a jurisdiction where they have more mines operating now over the past couple of years, and a licensed project that was previously in production. Quickly, about a $60 million market cap, 168 million shares issued and outstanding. This is before we announced a small private placement in the past couple of days that will close shortly. And we have about just under 8 million in cash and equivalents. We sold our Three Aces project to Seabridge Gold for 300,000 shares. They've doubled in value since that transaction, and we don't have any intentions on selling them. We are undertaking an option writing campaign on those shares. Strong foundation of shareholders that have been with us for a while, about 50% held between myself and my husband, Eric Sprott. CIBC is about 20% of the stock. Quickly, strong management team that we've put in place as you move into production decisions. A lot of skill sets, so very fortunate to have Mike Myslowski back with us, who's operated mines for Coeur and Teck. Jim Hesketh is working with us on our engineering end, and Jim has restarted a heap leach mine in California. He's also very knowledgeable on the Brewery Creek, as was with Rothschilds when they retired the debt at Brewery Creek. We are restarting a heap leach mine, so it is something that having a team that's knowledgeable on the project to move as fast as we can is important. As mentioned before, strong commitment to ESG. We started the Yukon Mint as a means to showcase Aboriginal art on gold coins. We're into our third year, and you'll see an announcement coming out on our next coin that I think is going to have a lot of impact, positive on the North. We have ran an Elders in Residence program, socioeconomic accord with the Tronte-Gwich'in, and we recently announced our partnership in Group 11 Technologies, which is focused on looking at new type of technology in the gold space. And I'll just leave it at that for now to keep on time. Brewery Creek, we just announced recently an updated mineral resource estimate this year that puts indicated and inferred about 1.2, about 780,000 indicated, inferred about 497,000. The importance of this resource estimate is the level of completion and due diligence that we did, and I'll walk through that shortly. After I get into this a little bit. We do have a restart study and a bankable feasibility study underway, and those are information will start to come out on the restart study this month, and the feasibility study will be completed by the end of the year. Our plan is to restart and complete the original mine plan, and then over time move into an expansion of the permitted area. This is a overview of the heap leach operation at Brewery Creek. They were permitted initially for 15 million tons on the pad. You see the area in green is the area that's the pad was loaded and built and loaded. The yellow area are the 3 permitted and cells that have not been built. The ponds are still the ponds are still at the property. They are not lined. The pads are built and in good shape for the ADR plant and the lab. Our plan is to reline the ponds, close the system, build the ADR plant out, and restart the project, looking at potentially reprocessing the material that's in the green outline. I should note that Viceroy, which operated the mine, ran run-of-mine, and part of our restart study is looking at crushing and reprocessing the material on there. That material is not contained in the resource estimate, but will be released as part of the restart study. We're looking at about 200,000 ounces of material that we estimate, and again, a forward-looking statement, about 50% recovery. The project is about 180 square kilometers. It's close to Dawson City and the Dawson City Airport, and as mentioned, comes with licenses in place. The red outline is the property, and you'll see the proximity to the communities, which really makes it nice for operating a project where not everybody has to be in camp, especially with COVID these days. This is a close-up of the property. You see the outline in beige is the licensed area. That the blue is the heap, and the green are the existing pits. We have yellow showing the new resources and the hatched area. I'll walk through this very quickly because at the end I'm going to show a video which flies over this, explains our drilling from 2019, the importance of that drilling in the feasibility study and the resource estimate. Very quickly, our work plan for this year. We will be starting a drill program this month. We're looking at a 3,000 meter drill program focused on expanding and upgrading the resource. We will include some metallurgic and geotechnical drilling that will be important. All of this will be incorporated into the feasibility study. So we're coming out with a very quick program that we'll see results from. The mineral resource estimate is completed. The bankable feasibility study is coming this year, along with news coming shortly on the restart study components. And we will work towards a production decision and financing of the Brewery Creek project in the new year. Other assets, as mentioned very quickly. I'm going to now ask if they can play the video, and I'm just going to talk through the video and explain the drilling that we did last year and how that's been incorporated into the resource estimate that's important and critical within the feasibility study. So what you're seeing on the screen is the Brewery Creek reserve trend. That's the beige area from the map. And you're looking at the heap in the foreground with the ponds in front of it, the camp to the side. It's about a 75-person camp. You're looking from west east through the reserve trend. And highlighting here now, you're seeing the historic resources and pits that were on that licensed area, about an 8-kilometer length. We're going to fly over where we did the drilling from last year. And this becomes very important because the focus was to take these separate pits and turn them into one large pit through the drilling program. And you'll see a maiden resource in the camp area. And then we're going to fly over the pits and you're going to see drilling between the pits. And the goal was to take the pits and turn them into one large pit, which we refer to now collectively as the keg pit shell. This is important. It changes the economics dramatically on the property and helps reduce mining costs from having one large area. In the past, Brewery Creek was seen as a smaller project with isolated resources. So really changed a lot of that through the resource estimate. So I'd say the 2019 drilling really was 95% focused on this area in order to be included in the bankable feasibility study, turning 5 pits into one. We successfully turned 4 pits into one. And this year in the drilling, we're going to be doing infill drilling in order to look at connecting that final pit. This type of work that we did in the resource estimate, it's critical to the bankable feasibility study. And the level of due diligence statistically is important. We've as opposed to sort of an arm waving geological interpretation, it really is based on years of column tests and assays, and takes our confidence level from about 65% to about 95% on what is leachable in each block. So really excited about what's coming this year in the drilling, and really excited about the bankable feasibility study. You'll start to see some news coming out on the restart study, and look forward to what's coming for the rest of the year.